What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Payday 2 in 2024. So I covered Payday 1 on the channel a few weeks ago, and my impressions for that game in 2024 were not very good, and I did not recommend anybody play the game in 2024 because it's pretty much a sweat fest. The only difficulty that people play online is Overkill, which is the hardest mode, so if you're a new player, they're not going to let you play with them because you're not on their level, pretty much. There's a huge elitist mentality in the dying community for Payday 1, which has like 30 active players, if that. Payday 2, on the other hand, is still thriving even after the release of Payday 3 because Payday 3 is a heaping pile of shit. I mean, look at these numbers. The numbers don't lie. These are the current concurrent players on Steam. That's Payday 2, and that's Payday 3. I think that tells the entire story you need to know. The brand new game in the series is a fraction of the player base of the 10-plus-year-old Payday 2. I think that's just incredible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. It's pretty incredible to witness. But yeah, with Payday 2, you have so many active servers. It's definitely best for a new player because if you've played the game consistently over the past 10 years since it came out, and you're a veteran of the game, then you're gonna be like, I've experienced all of it, and I don't really need to go back and play it again. And it sucks, though, because you were hoping for Payday 3 to give you a new, fresh experience, and it certainly was new and fresh, but not in a positive way. I mean, there is modded stuff, there's custom maps and custom shit that you can install that you probably haven't played before. Like, you probably haven't played everything in Payday 2 if you really dug deep into it, but it's definitely best suited for new players that didn't really get to experience it before because there's a wide variety of difficulty modes that people play. They play the easiest mode all the way up to the hardest mode, so whether you're new or long-time player, the game's pretty much got you covered because the player base is so strong and it's so healthy. It's one of those games where you obviously need to have people that you can kind of gel with. Like, it's a co-op experience, so, you know, it's kind of like with Grand Theft Auto 5 heists, and I know, like, you can't really compare the two games, but I think it is worth comparing in the sense that if you ever played Grand Theft Auto Online heists, and you've been paired up with random people that don't know what the hell they're doing, and you're trying to complete the heist and they keep screwing it up and screwing it up, you know, that's something where you need to have good coordination and good teamwork with the other players. So if you're kind of like a loner that doesn't like to communicate with other people, this is probably not the game for you, even though it does support online play, or I mean offline play. You can play it single player with no other people, or you can try to play it with other people but not go on the microphone, but it really isn't the same experience as if you are actively engaged with the other players in the game and you actually communicate with one another. It's definitely one of those games best played with friends, but you can honestly say that about any co-op game that is PvE, right? So I'm not saying anything new and surprising there. What I will say is if you can choose between which version to play, definitely go for the PC version because it has more content, it has more updates, it has some mod support as well. So you'll have a much better experience with the PC version. If you have no choice, though, I mean, you'll have a solid experience with the console versions, but PC is better, as it typically is with almost every game. It doesn't have crossplay, but Payday 3 does have crossplay, and people still don't want to play that, so crossplay is not everything. If you can just find some people that play on the same platform as you. It's still a lot easier and less frustrating than trying to get any game going for Payday 3, because that game is still broken as hell. And I don't really understand what happened there, because it's not like, oh, we're gonna rush a sequel like a year or two after and it wasn't ready. They had 10 years to get this right, and they fucked it up so bad. Like, why? But at the end of the day, Payday 2 is one of the greatest online co-op games of all time. It still is to this day, and you should definitely check it out, especially if you're new and haven't really played it before, then it's great to try for the first time. There aren't too many games that came out during the time that still have as many players as it does today, so it certainly holds up very, very well in 2024. And if you're into co-op shooters, this is an easy recommend. Let me know what you guys think about Payday 2 in 2024 and the whole Payday 3 situation going on right now. And do you think that it can ever be fixed? I think we're beyond hope at this point, but we'll see.